And you, decent guy?
No. Terrible human being.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard? Oh, okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and, got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they?
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds has long reigned as Hollywood's cheeky sweetheart, charming, witty, and seemingly down-to-earth. Fans see him as the perfect blend of comedic timing and laid-back warmth, a persona he flaunts in interviews and on social media. Yet, whispers have surfaced from collaborators, ex-partners, and other stars, suggesting his lovable public image might be little more than a polished performance. From on-set feuds to possible controlling behavior, there's a growing list of people who claim to have witnessed a less friendly side of Ryan behind closed doors. And once you hear their stories, you'll never look at him the same way again. Before anyone suspected there might be another layer to Ryan Reynolds, the world adored him for his sarcastic humor and self-deprecating jokes. He catapulted into superstardom thanks to roles in crowd-pleasing films and showed off a down-to-earth sense of humor that made fans feel like he could be their best friend. But even during his early career, rumors of on-set tension popped up. Some brushed it off as typical Hollywood gossip. Others noted that wherever Ryan went, his comedic persona came across as so finely tuned it felt almost scripted, like he had a witty comment ready in every situation. Those rumors grew louder when some celebrities hinted that he's far from the easygoing guy he portrays. And for those who dared to speak up, it wasn't just about a bad day or a random mood swing. It was a pattern of disrespect that always got covered by his quick comedic comebacks. He had a knack, they said, for turning a tense moment into a humorous aside, which often left anyone calling him out looking oversensitive. Hollywood always carries tales of run-ins gone wrong. One particularly strange encounter involved Jersey Shore stars, Sammy Giancola and Dina Cortese, when they appeared on Watch What Happens Live. Host Andy Cohen asked if they'd ever met a rude celebrity. Sammy hesitated, initially refusing to drop any names. She said simply that she and Dina had once crossed paths with someone who wasn't exactly pleasant. But Dina spilled the beans, explaining that this celebrity was none other than Ryan Reynolds. They described him as gruff, unwelcoming, and unwilling to engage with them. Strangely enough, both Sammy and Dina said they were still fans of Ryan despite the frosty reception. Sammy even gave him the benefit of the doubt, suggesting maybe he was just having a bad day. Yet, their reluctance to reveal Ryan's name in the first place spoke volumes, implying they knew how powerful he was in Hollywood, and maybe they worried about backlash. Sometimes, celebrities choose to keep a rude co-star anonymous to avoid drama or potential career fallout. Rebecca Ferguson took that route when she recounted a horrendous experience on set. She revealed that a certain number one on the call sheet verbally attacked her. She was left feeling defenseless, admitting that because her tormentor was so influential, no one dared step up for her. She remembered trying to stand her ground by refusing to tolerate the abuse any longer. At one point, she demanded the co-star leave her alone and threatened to perform her scenes facing a tennis ball instead. Anything to avoid interacting with that person's face. Although she never confirmed names, fans noted how her role in the sci-fi film Life was overshadowed by two prominent actors, Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Speculation grew when Rebecca started giving interviews alone, not standing beside either co-star at big promotional events. She later admitted she got calls from colleagues warning her that naming names would create a bigger storm. But Rebecca was firm. If a person is genuinely kind, they have nothing to fear. So who was she calling out? Many suspect the comedic star with a hidden side. Speaking of Life, fans once saw Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal's friendship as pure comedic gold. They bantered easily in interviews, shared laughs on red carpets, and seemed inseparable. So it shocked fans when Jake started distancing himself from Ryan. In a telling interview, a reporter asked Jake how he planned to mend his feud with Ryan. Jake brushed off the question, saying there was a time when they were close, but now, not so much. If that wasn't enough, when asked if he had any message for Ryan, Jake's brief silence and dismissive grin said it all. He had nothing to say to him. Nobody knows exactly what transpired between them, but their fallout hints at something deep. Whether it was an irreconcilable personal dispute or a professional conflict, it's clear Jake is in no hurry to reconcile. This hush-hush rift fueled more suspicions that Ryan might have a habit of rubbing people the wrong way. If you're a Deadpool fan, you'd remember how key Morena Baccarin's character was to the original film, intimate with Deadpool, pivotal to his story, and a highlight for many viewers. Then, curiously, Morena's role in the sequel felt watered down. Even more telling, she often appeared by herself at events, separate from the rest of the cast. Insiders claim a dispute behind the scenes led to her being sidelined. While no official statements confirmed it, the abrupt shift in prominence spoke volumes. Whispers said Ryan didn't want her in publicity photos or at press events after. She objected to certain jokes or decisions regarding her character. Instead of a compromise, it seemed Ryan used his star power to clip her visibility. In an industry where being iced out can cost you your career, it's easy to imagine why stars might tread carefully around him. Actor TJ Miller, who played the goofy sidekick Weasel in the Deadpool franchise, once spoke warmly about Ryan until something changed. TJ later dropped bombshell comments about Ryan's on-set demeanor. He recalled an incident where Ryan, staying in character, decided to belittle him right in front of the crew. According to TJ, Ryan made snide remarks, reminding him that he was not the star. At first, TJ assumed it was a joke, but quickly realized the barbs were all too real. He described them as intentionally hurtful, meant to mark his place in the film's pecking order. TJ was so shaken by the experience that he said he'd never work with Ryan again, regardless of any paycheck. For a comedic actor who thrives on laughter and collaboration, being humiliated in that way was enough to make him walk. And once, again, the word insecure popped up in TJ's retelling, fueling the theory that Ryan's comedic veil hides deeper self-doubt. Ryan's behind-the-scenes battles aren't limited to co-stars. Directors can find themselves on his bad side, too. Tim Miller, the original Deadpool director, enjoyed massive success with the first film, helping bring Ryan's dream project to life. Then, in a move that surprised many, Tim left before the sequel. He later explained that creative differences with Ryan had grown impossible to reconcile. Tim wanted certain directions for the characters and storyline, but Ryan insisted on steering the film himself. Given Ryan's status as the face of the franchise, Tim felt he couldn't effectively do his job if every creative call turned into a battle. Ultimately, Tim walked away rather than compromise his vision on every turn. This departure raised eyebrows across Hollywood. It was one more piece in the puzzle of Ryan's alleged thirst for control, and a sign that even a movie's success might not be enough to quell his need to dominate the process. Ryan Reynolds' controlling streak may extend beyond the movie set and into his personal life. He's been linked to high-profile women, and a couple of them have implied they face jealousy or insecurity in the relationship. Take Scarlett Johansson, who married Ryan in 2008. She's hinted in interviews that some ex-partners displayed possessive or controlling behavior, which she deemed deeply unattractive. Many connected the dots when she spoke of jealousy issues within her marriage and how it crippled the partnership. She remarked that in showbiz, it's tough when one person's career is skyrocketing while the other's isn't. It reportedly leads to petty competition, envy, and friction behind closed doors. Earlier, Ryan was engaged to singer Alanis Morissette. She composed an album after their breakup, referencing a partner's crippling insecurity. Although she never outright named him, fans speculated the timing lined up too well for it to be anyone else. Lyrics about wounded pride, emotional manipulation, and heartbreak told a story of a man who simply couldn't handle a woman's success or independence. In both relationships, the dreaded word insecurity came to the forefront, and each time it stung, leaving behind hints that Ryan's comedic persona might be a mask for more vulnerable, darker traits. When rumors circulate among co-stars and ex-partners, some might write them off as personal grudges. But Ryan's run-ins with respected filmmakers and fellow actors take the controversy to another level. Quentin Tarantino, lauded for his cinematics mastery, once took a public jab at Netflix's habit of paying huge sums to mainstream actors like Ryan Reynolds. Quentin basically said Ryan's $50 million Netflix movies were so forgettable he'd never even heard of them, likening them to glossy products that fade away overnight. Tarantino's comments weren't just about streaming services. They were a not-so-subtle dig at the artistic merit of Ryan's projects. Then there's director Chris Columbus, best known for classic family hits like Home Alone. He was livid when he found out Ryan intended to reboot the film as Stoned Alone, an R-rated stoner comedy. Chris felt it insulted the spirit of the original, calling such a concept a disgrace to filmmaking. While Chris's criticism is primarily about the project's content, it also underscores how Ryan's comedic approach can veer into territory people consider cheap or disrespectful. Actor Gerard Butler chipped in as well, dismissing any comparison between his own video game-themed movie Gamer and Ryan's Free Guy. When someone drew parallels, Gerard reportedly said he didn't even know Ryan's film existed, another blow to the sense that Ryan's comedic style might be overshadowing genuine substance. Ryan Reynolds built a brand on being the witty, fan-friendly face of Hollywood. Social media adores him for funny posts and charming banter. Millions see him as an authentic, self-made good guy. But just beneath that image lies a growing trail of unsettling anecdotes. Co-stars like Rebecca Ferguson and TJ Miller have hinted that his comedic routine sometimes doubles as a weapon. Directors like Tim Miller claim he's controlling beyond reason, forcing them out of their own projects. Even his exes, including Alanis Morissette and Scarlett Johansson, paint pictures of a man who struggles with envy and uses humor to mask deeper insecurities. None of this is to say Ryan Reynolds hasn't entertained countless fans worldwide, because he has. Yet, these mounting accusations suggest a major gulf between the star's public persona and private conduct. Some dismiss these stories as anomalies, mere misunderstandings in a cutthroat industry. Others see them as signs of an ego too large to contain. One fact remains clear. So many voices have spoken up, from actors and directors to ex-partners and talk show guests. The question now is whether Ryan's comedic charm can continue to overshadow the swirl of controversy building around him. Sometimes, the world's biggest smiles hide the darkest secrets. It's possible we've only seen the beginning of this narrative. Is Ryan's pristine facade about to crumble under the weight of all these allegations? Or will he manage to keep up the act a while longer? Wherever the truth lies, these stories remind us that celebrity images can be meticulously crafted illusions. Fans might love the wisecracking hero on screen, but not everyone on set or behind the scenes is laughing. And as more people step forward, Ryan's nice guy reputation might well be on borrowed time. Only Ryan Reynolds himself can clarify the full story. Until then, the rumors keep swirling. Are we witnessing the slow unmasking of a Hollywood idol? Let us know what you think. Sometimes the biggest bombshells in Tinseltown start with a whisper, until they're loud enough for the entire world to hear.